guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a while since my last video, but I was just really busy with stuff and dealing with life that I never really had a chance to sit down and record a video. As you can tell by the title, I've decided to do a story time about the time that I got deported. Okay, so obviously like, comment, subscribe, share. I hope you enjoy the video and let's get into it. So back in, what year was it? 2015, 16? Basically throughout my teenage years, I was a bit of a rebellious child. I'm gonna put quotation marks because I was good, but when I wanted to be bad, I would be bad. Like, don't get me wrong, I was good in school, kind of. I was good in college, a little bit. But you know, when you start getting mixed in with the wrong crowds, you start doing stupid things, you start trying out experiments that you know your religious, godly parents and family would disapprove of. And I was brought up like in a good Christian home, so I knew right from wrong. But I think growing up, I was just like, oh, I want to try everything and anything. I don't care about the consequences. So like growing up, my parents they never used to threaten the idea, but they used to just be like, oh, if you do this, we will send you back to Africa. And I came to this country when I was 4 years old, so I don't really know African life that much. We used to go every year or every 2 years to like visit back home, see our family. But growing up, I grew up in England, like from the age of 4, so primary school all the way up to university now. I grew up knowing English culture, and obviously my parents did try and teach me African culture and they did very well. But whenever they were like, oh, we'll send you back, I was just so like, yeah, whatever. What, like, you know, just your typical, I don't believe you, it's just words, blah blah blah, no actions. So after I finished college, I was I wouldn't say I was off the rails, but I did what I want and I did not care about the consequences. I'm gonna leave it to your imagination of what it is I was getting up to. For those that know me would know. But yeah, so just going out late, like I would I look back at it now and I find it so stupid. I used to go out with my friends, so I'd leave the house around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, tell my parents, hey, I'm just going to town. I would not come back for 3 days. So that would mean either staying at a friend's house, booking a hotel. At the time I had a job, so I'd just spunk my money, do whatever. And I started smoking, which was really bad. But yeah, it was just silly things really. And it wasn't anything like I was angry at life or anything. It's just I wanted to be a part of everyone else. I wanted to fit in. I want to do stuff that all my friends were doing. And yeah, I remember my parents went away for a few months and I was home alone. So imagine a 17-year-old, being home alone in a house for a month. You can just imagine what kind of silly things I'd get up to. So I stopped going to college, stopped going to work. I threw house parties, which, yeah, not a great idea. But at the time I was like, oh my god, yeah, I've got all these friends. I'm not sure how many people turned up because I'm pretty sure I was dead by the time half of the people even showed up. But yeah, it was a very crazy experience. And my parents came back, they found out I smoked, they found out I drank. All these things were like unfolding. And after I quit KFC, I got a job working at the Hilton. Everything was great. I got a bit more responsible, but I was still doing the whole going out, not coming back for weeks on end or days on end. And at the time I was like, oh, I'm just living my life, I've got a job, I'm stable, blah blah blah. I thought everything was great because I was being responsible. And looking back, I actually feel so sorry for my parents and my family because the worry that they would have been experiencing whilst I was doing that. But anyways, so I carried on doing that, and then my parents were like, oh, would you like to take a holiday? Because your grandma would like to see you and obviously everyone else is busy, so why don't you take a holiday? And I knew with work, my holiday dates were coming up for me to take my holiday before the cut-off date. So I was like, yeah, I'll go on holiday for 2 weeks, come back, it'll be my 18th birthday, and I was going to have this massive party. So booked the tickets, told everyone that I was going on holiday. I packed, my parents took me to the airport. Let's just pause. Let me just pause right there. So when my parents booked the tickets, I never saw them book the tickets. I never saw when I was returning. And when my mom did give me the ticket, I only saw an outbound date. I never saw a return date. So I was like, oh, Mum, where's the return ticket? Because I can only see a to-go ticket. And she told me, oh, don't worry, darling. I'm coming to Tanzania. That's where I was going. In a few weeks. So when I come, I'll book your return ticket because it'll be cheaper that way. Now, what y'all must be thinking is, oh, how are you so stupid? How could you just blah, blah, blah without checking this, that, the other? And I'm a very gullible person, for those that know me. For those that don't, I'm very gullible. I'm very naive. I will believe
anything. You're so dumb. You are really dumb.
I'm very gullible, yeah. So I was just happy to be going on holiday on my own. Never traveled on my own before, so I was like so excited. Told everyone. The day comes, I go, I got on the flight and I left. Everything was great. 2 weeks later, because I remember I told the Hilton that I would be back after 2 weeks. Because then after 2 weeks would have been my birthday, and I had all these plans for my 18th birthday as a normal 17-year-old going into 18 would. So yeah. After 2 weeks, I was texting my mum. I was calling my mum. Mum, hi, when are we coming back? What, have you booked my tickets? When are you coming to meet me? This, that, the other. No reply. And then it started sinking in a little bit. I don't think I'm going home. And at that point, I was so hurt. Like, do you know, all your emotions are just messed up. I was crying, I was angry, and I did say stuff on social media that I regret, but at the same time, all my friends were messaging me saying, when are you coming back, when are you coming back? And you know in your heart that you're not coming back anytime soon. And it gets to the day of my birthday, and at this point I never called, like, my mom never talked to me. All my family, no one contacted me, even though I was contacting them. And on my birthday I got a a phone call from my mum, and I was like, hi mum, blah blah blah, it's my birthday, when are you coming to get me, this, that, the other? And she says, I think it's for the best that you stay there for a while. Never told me how long, but she just said stay there for a while, just so that I can clear my head and just experience life, be with my family back home. Oh, you know, like when you cry yourself to sleep, it was non-stop. I think there was like a stage I went through. I went through being upset, so crying all the time, not wanting to eat, just locking myself in my room. Then I got angry. I started talking to all my friends. I was posting really mean stuff about my family, which I really regret now, because I knew that they did it for the best because they loved me. But now, at the time, I was angry. I wanted to just get my revenge. I don't know how, but I wanted to get my revenge, but I was just being so rude. And then after that, then I started accepting it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be here. I'm not sure for how long, but I'm going to be here. And I think I should just start embracing it. And it was very tough for me because back home, how women are like viewed upon. It's like you have to be covered up. You can't be wearing too much makeup. Can't be wearing things like this. And when I packed, obviously I packed as if I was going on holiday. So I didn't pack any respectable clothes. So all my clothes were like skin tight, really revealing, were just short. And growing up back home, those are things that women aren't supposed to be. They're supposed to be covered, they're supposed to be modest, they're supposed to be pure. And it was very hard for me to adjust. But over time, I was there for 4 months and 11 days. Yes, I kept track because I had to keep busy, so counting down the days of how long I was there was the way to do that for me. And I got into it. I became your typical village girl. I was farming. I was sweeping the yard with these little, I don't know if you guys know, but we have these broomsticks that are made out of like loads of branches, and they're like dried up branches, like tree twigs or whatever. I don't know. I'll post a picture somewhere here for you guys to see. but I had to sweep the floor. I was hand washing my clothes. I was cooking on like an outdoor stove, so it was, we had like, oh, I don't know how to explain it, but it was like an open, imagine going camping and cooking like that. So that's how it was. I was farming, so digging, going out into the field, planting rice, potatoes, sweet corn, anything possible you can imagine that you can grow. I was doing that, and I made it my mission to just try and be happy whilst I was there, because I knew being angry at life isn't gonna get me anywhere. And I did get happier. I lost 25 kg. I will post a picture somewhere here. But I lost 25 kg whilst I was there. And when my parents came, it was my mum and my brother came in February. I was, do you know when you're just happy all the time? Because although I said I had adjusted, I was still really sad deep down inside, because I missed my friends. I missed working. Unfortunately, I did lose my job being out there, because they didn't realise I was going to be gone for 4 months. So, yeah, but it's an experience, because I still have the memories are still imprinted into my mind. Like, I will never forget that experience. And coming back, it was very strange. Very strange. But looking back at that whole experience, I don't think I am as angry as I was back then, because I know my parents love me and they're doing it for the best. And honestly, if I was going to send a message to my young self right now, it'll be to listen to my parents and my family and just take the advice. Like, now I'm 21. I look back at everything that I went through growing up, and it'll be selfish of me to say that my parents hated me and they didn't know what was good for me, and me rebelling was a way to, like, you know, just be myself. And just looking back, I think many of us are distracted by friends and just the media in thinking that our parents don't know what's best for us. And it's funny, because I've had friends that most of my friends are younger than me, so I've only got a few that are older than me, but watching them go through their teenage lives, we all think that, oh, our parents hate us, they don't know what we want, they don't understand, like when they were growing up, it was in the olden days, so they can't relate to how we are now. And it's all just, it's silly. It's actually silly, because although our parents did not grow up in the 21st century, they still had the same problems growing up. They still had bullying, they still had drugs, alcohol, all of those things that they had to face. They had peer pressure, they had exams, they had all the stresses that we have. But obviously, with our generation, it's a lot harder, because we've got social media, which is, honestly, if I could cut myself off social media, I would, because it is so, I don't even know the word for it. But yeah, that's my story time about how I got deported. Even to this day, I will still keep saying I got deported, because to me, being deported does mean being sent out of a country against your will, and that to me was it. But I have friends that have been sent back for a year or 2 or even more, and I know it was silly for me at the time to complain and cry about being sent back for 4 months and 11 days, like. But now I look at it and I'm just like, I'm grateful. I'm honestly grateful. So mom and dad, if you ever happen to watch this video, I am so thankful that you did that. And although I'm not perfect, I'm not the role model for all women in the world, I am grateful that you gave me that chance to go back, and I am still trying to better myself. I mean, nobody's perfect, heck. So yeah, that's it. If you like this story time, if you want to hear others, because God knows I have a lot of story times that I could tell you guys about my life. Yeah, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment any requests, and if you guys have ever been deported, either comment them down below. Follow me on all my socials, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.